Hey everybody, this is Sherry, and I'm using the One in a Chameleon stamp set by Your Next Stamp to work on, or to use for my card today. And I'm going to put all of the colors of the distress inks that I'm using, and I apologize for not having them in better view there at the beginning, but I realize I messed up and I move it. But I'm using Strathmore Bristol Smooth cardstock for this, and it just goes on so good. I really do need to do a comparison for you guys who haven't tried that paper, because the difference in how it goes on with that versus any regular cardstock is like incredible. It's just a huge difference. So here I've got my stamp set, and I'm going to use my VersaFine Onyx Black ink, and I just stamp it once onto the scratch paper because I hadn't stamped it yet. And see, it just stamped out perfect. I probably didn't need to to try to condition the stamp because it stamped fine the first time. But so I go ahead and I cut out all of my little chameleons with my Recollections fine point scissors, and I also cut out all of the little flowers. And I'm showing you, I slowed this down so you could see. I didn't slow it down. This is real time. This is how slow I work. But I just wanted you guys to see that, you don't move your scissors, you move your paper. And if you do it that way, you get a cleaner, less jagged type cut. And now, I'm speeding it back up here, but I wanted you to be able to see how, instead of moving your scissors, you just twist and turn your paper, because you don't get those like sharp points where you're starting and stopping, I guess is the best way to explain it. And so I'm just going to finish cutting him out, and then I will also cut out all of the little flowers. And I just stamped him in places where I liked the way the colors looked together and how I got a gradient of different colors. So that's how I chose where I was going to stamp him at, because I wanted the chameleons to be similar but not the same. So there they are. Aren't they cute? I just think they turned out so cute. And I used my Memento dual tip marker to go around the edge of everything and make sure that, it just, to me, it makes it look more finished. It carries the black line on in case I went too deep and snipped off the entire black line, or, whatever. It just finishes it up. And I do put the names, or I try to put all of the names of everything I use on the screen. I know that a lot of people do not do that. If you don't like it, please let me know. But I know that sometimes, some people have accents or they talk fast, and it's difficult for me to, hear what they're saying. So I figured if I wrote it down, it might be easier for you guys. But I will also link all of the things in the description box below. And I just picked my yellow panel for the front, and it's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, which is the size of an A2 card base for now. I do end up trimming that down and making it a little smaller, and I'll show you that later on in the video. And I'm using my art glitter glue, which I know that you can get at Honey Bunny's Treasures, and I will put a link in the description box for it so that you can find it, because I love that glue. It's great. It dries clear and matte, so you don't get any like goober marks if you if you have to move it around or shift your project a little bit. So I just cut that down to 4 and 5 by 1/4 or 5 1/4, and because I wanted just a little bit of the pink border to show through. And I'm using the Recollections 110-pound pink cardstock as my base. And they've got collars now, different colors that the stuff comes in, and I love them. Love them. It just makes it so much easier, and you don't have to add a pink layer on top of your white card base. You just use the pink card base and you're good. So here I'm just putting on the little flowers, and I use some dimensionals to try to pop them up a little bit. And I'm just trying to figure out where I want everything to go, and I'm trying to put the colors in a way that they kind of sort of match whichever chameleon they're next to, so that it, it kind of looks like, it was, well, it was probably stamped in that location and, had similar colors. So that's what I was shooting for. And so I'm just putting everything down and kind of shuffling things around. And now I'm using the last one I did. I put him on the inside, and I've got 2 sentiments ready to use for the inside. And I use my Lawn Fawn block there with my VersaFine Onyx Black ink to put on Your One in a Chameleon. And then I will go and I will stamp across the bottom right beneath the chameleon, Don't Ever Change. And I really like that. I love this set, and I got it because my daughter loves chameleons and loves frogs, and they've got some really cute sets with this stuff, with that kind of stuff. Now I'm just using my black glaze pen here to, color in the eyes and enhance them, and any of the little black dots I go over. And then I decide that, now you have to let that dry a little bit. It takes a few seconds or you'll smudge it. So then I decided to bring out my Soufflé pens, and the ones that had the pink spots, I put pink Soufflé pen in that area, and the same with the green and yellow and all of those colors, and they dry matte, so it's really pretty. It really makes it stand out and pop. Well, I have the white glaze pen, and I had wanted to use a gel pen, but I didn't like the way I thought it was going to look. I had scribbled onto a piece of the scrap, and then I finally remembered. I was like, I got the white glaze pen. So I go over everything, and you can see here that it's going on like a milky clear kind of color, but we're going to watch here at the end, and I'll let you see how it changes from that milky clear to the white that it's going to be when the card is finished. And I will put some pictures at the end of the video for you to see, and so that you'll know, you'll get an idea. Now see, watch here, you can see it's just getting a little darker. Now the first one I did on the right is already white, and they're changing and they're getting whiter and whiter, and I love it. It's like magic. Alright guys, thanks for visiting me today, and happy crafting. Bye.